What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We back with the boxing clinic. Of course, we in the building, afternoon grind, doing what we does, and talking about the legacy of Floyd Mayweather. Now that hopefully the chapter is 100%, closed. He's done with the sport. He's made his money. He moved on. God bless him. And you hear a lot of different things from fans about his legacy and stuff of that nature. And a lot of people are uneducated on that topic. And just here to do pretty much a brief video on his legacy overall. And, a lot of people point and be like, well, he didn't fight this guy in his prime, this guy in his prime. That's people, one of the number one things people say, And, they turn around and they praise other guys like Mike Tyson, who fought granddaddy old Larry Holmes that got off his couch. And, best win was probably versus light heavyweight Michael Spinks. This dude Floyd and, moved up several weight classes and handled his business. And people will say, well, this guy was past his prime or this guy was past his prime. They'll say that all the time. But when they say Miguel Cotto, Floyd is about 4 or 5 years older than Miguel Cotto. They say Manny Pacquiao, Floyd is about 3 or 4 years older than Manny Pacquiao. So, how is he fighting these dudes past their prime? He's significantly older than some of these guys. And people tend to forget that he was close on Miguel Cotto when they both was with Top Rank. But Bob Arum, wouldn't let it happen. Miguel Cotto was was getting knocked down. His chin was a question. They did not trust Miguel Cotto and Bob Arum. He didn't want to make that fight right now. And at that point in time. And people tend to forget that. But he fought him. Cotto gave him money for his money. Pacquiao gave him money for his money. And people tend to forget that, And we'll praise Manny Pacquiao for knocking out Ricky Hatton. When Floyd beat him first and knocked him and took his O first. You heard Ricky Hatton was a 140 pounder. That's all you heard. But has Floyd ever been a full-fledged welterweight? And has that been his best weight? I think not. Then he fights Canelo Alvarez. Oh, he's too young. Oh, he's too young. You hear the bullshit all the time, especially with black fighters. Let's just keep it 100. Nobody nitpicks Chavez Sr.'s resume. It's one of the worst resumes. Before he fought Roger Mayweather in the history of boxing. He's fighting cab drivers at the time, gypsy drivers, all types of shit, man. Nobody talks about that shit though. When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, other black fighters love to nitpick their resume. And, it's the norm. At the end of the day, if it was so easy for what he did, in his career, why didn't everybody else do it? Why couldn't somebody else do it? What's so significant about his career is that he earned all this money. He did all these numbers, okay? Break all these pay-per-view numbers as a black fighter, though. A black fighter is said that, in boxing is, said to never had, never had the backing of his people. And that may be true. That may be true. They don't have the fanfare that other fighters have. They don't have that collection like Mexicans back Mexicans. Puerto Ricans to come, cross the waters to watch that guy fight. Black fighters don't have that. The white America doesn't stand behind them, and the black community doesn't either. To me, it's more black people that dislike Floyd than black people that go for Floyd. It's part of that crab in a barrel mentality that the black community has, and it is what it is. People talk about favorite thing people talk about is the Castillo fight. They never bring up the simple fact that he had a torn rotator cuff versus Luis Castillo. Nobody say, oh, how tough Floyd is. He had a torn rotator cuff. Well, nobody brings that up at all. They'll tell you about how Arthur Abraham fought with a broken jaw for this amount of rounds and how this guy did this. When it comes to Floyd, his toughness was underrated. His pain, his threshold for pain was underrated. Fighting with bad hands the majority of all his career. And the ability to change it up. Use the analogy as a good pitcher. Good pitcher, young, throw hard, 100 miles an hour, 101, 2 miles an hour. the truth. But as their career tapers down, they get older in their 30s, close in their late 20s and their 30s, they got to learn how to finesse the ball. They got to learn how to throw a changeup. They got to learn how to be a finesse pitcher, how to make the ball move, And that's what Floyd did. He felt his physical gifts and the power that he did have, he felt it tapering off. So he had to change it up and become more of a defensive first fighter. It wasn't because he was scared to lose his O. It was because he was, he couldn't fight no more. His hands was bad. And nobody gives him his credit for his ability overall. To be able to switch it up like that, to be able to be a safety first fighter and then go from throwing a lot of punches and trying to knock guys out early in his career to, being a sniper, sitting back in the pocket, fighting in the pocket and landing higher than he get hit. That's amazing. Fighting in the pocket, he made that, he made it popular. Even when people say, oh, his legs was gone, people saying after the color fight, he don't have any legs. He's past his prime. And then, then after that, he go whoop Canelo Alvarez, but y'all motherfuckers just said he had passed his prime, right? Now he whooping on the guy that's too young. You see how the double standards is and hypocrisy is? It ain't even the simple fact that I'm a Floyd fan. It's just some fact I see the bullshit. This guy, he changed the game. And people blame, oh, he changed it for the worse. He didn't change it for the worse. If like Oscar De La Hoya said, he changed boxing for the worse, why is Canelo following the Floyd Mayweather model then? Why is not following the Oscar De La Hoya model? When Oscar left Top Rank, Oscar fought everybody. Even though Oscar was getting whipped up on by a lot of people, he fought a lot of different people. Canelo Alvarez, not that much. He fought for his first belt. He fought Matthew Hatton. Ricky Hatton, little brother nobody heard of. He fought Amir Khan, a blown up welterweight at the Super Canelo weight. You don't see people saying, oh, Canelo beat a old Cotto. You don't hear nobody saying that shit, do you? And that's what they want you to do. They always want to diminish what black fighters do and what other fighters do as well. They always want to diminish it. Do the same shit with Deontay Wilder. Some people do the same shit with Earl Spence. You can go on and on. But you can't take what they did. You can say whatever you want to say. Twist it, flip it, remold it. At the end of the day, this man's one of the greatest. And people talking about, oh, is he TBE? TBE is just a moniker like Money, TBE, Pretty Boy Floyd. It's a moniker. There is no TBE in boxing. There's no greatest boxer. It's greatest boxers of the era. And he's the dominant boxer in his era. Even when they tried to plug Manny Pacquiao in there. Even though they knew Manny Pacquiao wasn't the best. He took several L's. He wasn't the best. Let's just keep it real. Nobody diminished what Pacquiao did he? When he lost to Eric Morales, he made all these excuses. He lost to Marquez, he made excuses. He lost to Floyd, he made excuses. He lost to Jeff Horn, he made excuses. And everybody do is buy in and pat Pacquiao on the back. See you next time. We believe in you next time. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Brandon Reed, nobody say, oh, he had a cupcake. That shouldn't count. You know what I'm saying? Nobody brings up he'd been knocked out several times before he even made it to the world championship level. And when they talked about the steroids, people say, oh, y'all ain't doing nothing but hating. But what's the proof about Floyd on steroids? And people just keep throwing it out there. Just simple hate. Diminishment. When you the best, if a large amount of people ain't hating on you when you the best, it ain't right. LeBron, Michael Jordan, all of them go through Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, got haters. They got haters. And that's how you know you done made it. That's how you know you the best. And Floyd, one of the best. There's no pound for pound, really, hardcore list. Who's the greatest? You just got greatest of their eras. You tell who your top 5 fighters of all time. It's opinionated. When people say, oh, is he greater than this guy? All these guys was great in their era. Joe Louis, longest rating, heavyweight champion of the world. People tend to forget about him. Muhammad Ali was great inside the ring. Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, Sugar Shane Mosley. Had them all. Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler. People try to bask Gennady Golovkin. Oh, he don't move up. He don't move down. Marvin Hagler never did it as well. So you got different guys and different greats of their era. So you can't compare him to none of them guys because it's a different era. Different breed of athlete. But you can say that he did it his way. When I say he did it his way, he changed it up. He went from a defensive power, good power puncher at 130, 135, 140, became more flat-footed. To get more respect, became more judicious with his punches at the end. He came about the money. And, can't hate on Floyd at all. He does what he does because he do what he did.